time to sit down, grab a sweet tea in your hand, on a worn out rocker with a view of this southern land. I got the crickets singing low and the fireflies in the sky. It's front porch talking time, let the world roll by. It's time to sit down with a little front porch talking with our friends Robert and David, a Southern Fried Podcast. They're gonna talk about Donald Trump, they're gonna talk MAGA, but they're keeping it real like only Southern boys can. You might agree or you might just sigh, but they're Southern fried till the day they die. A little gospel, a little grit, and a whole lot of pride. They speak from the heart, never got nothing to hide. From D.C. to Dixie, they'll stir up the stew. If it ruffles your feathers, well, that's what they do. It's time to sit down with a little front porch talking with our friends Robert and David, a Southern Fried Podcast. They're gonna talk about Donald Trump, they're gonna talk MAGA, but they're keeping it real like only Southern boys can. You might cheer or you might ask why, but they're Southern fried till the day they die. They got stories, opinions, and a joke or two. Laid back truth with a country point of view. So pull up a chair, don't let the night slip by. There's wisdom in that old southern sky. Yeah, it's time to sit down with a little front porch talking with our friends Robert and David, the Southern Fried Podcast. They're gonna talk about Donald Trump, they're gonna talk MAGA, but they're laughing and living and loving the land. You might stay or just stop by, but they're Southern fried till the day they die. Yeah, they're Southern fried till the day they die.
Well, hello everybody out there at Southern Fried Podcast and all of our breadheads out there at Cornbread Nation. Good Friday evening. Welcome to Front Porch Talking. I'm Rob. That's Dave. And we got a special guest in here tonight. We're going to have him up here in just a minute. How you doing this evening, Dave? You get Miss Lynn home?
I'm doing good. Yeah, Miss Lynn's home. She's using that walker, and I posted online that she busted out of the rehab and was running around with another man, but it's her son, and they running around and shopping, but mostly she's been at home, but she's glad to be home. Y'all keep praying for her.
We'll do it. We will do it. Well, when I was at the Mayhaw Festival here last month, I ran into a lot of great people, and some of the people I ran into was Rowdy Roasters. I'm gonna tell you something. That was some of the best corn I've ever had in my life, and I'm not gonna get too much into it. I'm gonna let Mr. Wayne come up here and tell y'all all about it. But this is Mr. Wayne Mashburn from Rowdy Roasters. There he is. Hey, Mr. Wayne. How are you doing this evening?
Doing good.
Good. All right. Well,
So that was some good corn, eh?
that was some good corn.
Well, I appreciate that. We've had a lot of people tell us that corn is some of the best they have had. So
It is amazing. And the whole setup there, and I know that's a hot job because I was hot by the end of that day.
it is about 700 degrees standing behind that roaster.
Oh my gosh, it is hot.
Putting corn on and taking corn off and shucking it, and blisters on your hand at the end of the day from the steam coming off of that corn through I'm using thick welding gloves, and still steam comes through it and just blister your hands.
Well, you and Mr. Mike do that do the roasting thing. Why don't you just jump in there and tell us about it?
Well, Mike Bean and myself, we co-founded the Rowdy Roasters, and Mike called me up back in the late summer and had the idea, and I said, "Well, let's make it happen." And so we contacted Ken out there in Cranberry, Texas, and told him what we wanted. He's been making these roasters for 34 years. And he said, put an order in, I'll have you ready in 2 weeks. So we did. And the week before Christmas, we drove 16 and a half hours straight out there to Cranberry, Texas, picked our roaster up, picked his brain and all that. And we drove back and on a whim, just started doing it. And we had our first, through the month of January, we got all of our license, all of our safe serve, all of our started getting into these festivals. Go, it was all learning curve, and it's still a learning curve. Because we didn't know you had to book so far out, and there was a lot of them that we wanted to get in that we couldn't because the deadline was already shut. So, but this coming year we gonna be in that line to be into them. So look for the Rowdy Roasters.
Absolutely.
But we started out just doing strictly corn with the intentions of adding on new products, and then we have added potatoes onto it, and that has really taken off. We've hit just about all the local festivals around here that we could possibly get in, just getting our name out, building up. Well, that's where we met y'all at the Mayhaw Festival over in Colquitt. And that was a good one. And we've done several. We got several up on our belt now. And but we're cooking. We're the whole month of May. We cooked anywhere from 2 to 3 days on the weekends. We've had a bunch of private people come up to us wanting to come cook out the for them, and we do. We try to oblige, and every little small gathering or whatever, we're known as the corn guys. So we want the corn guys. We want the corn guys. So hey, I told Mike the other day, we all LLC and all that. I said, man, we went with the Rowdy Roasters, because the rowdy part, we think we still in our 30s, but we're in our 50s. The old Hanks on the Rowdy Friends is coming over tonight. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I take a bunch of BCs, and I think he takes a couple Advil every night, but we about as rowdy as you're going to get for 50-year-olds. But no, so we've been nicknamed the Corn Guys. We're cooking tomorrow at the Spring Fling here at the fairgrounds here in Thomasville, Georgia. And they're going to have the circus out there, and a local promoter is doing a spring fling, so that she's having a whole lot of different vendors and a lot of cooking vendors that's coming out there. But she told me, she said, Wayne, she said, I want y'all up front and center. I want y'all to showcase. Y'all going to bring the people in. So we're going to be up front tomorrow and slinging them corn and potatoes. So that's from 10 to 4 at the Thomasville Fairgrounds. They're on Highway 122 to Paper Road. So if any of your local fans, come on out and try our corn.
Yeah.
You won't leave disappointed.
No, you won't.
We roasted in the shucks, and right now our corn local is being grown. It's up there probably 4 foot tall, but ain't started. So we're having to buy our corn out of South Florida, and it's a sweet bicolor corn. And so we're buying it, and we put it in roast about 700 degrees. We roast it there for about 15, 16 minutes in the shucks. And then when someone wants it, I pull it out and I shuck it, and then I dip it in some hot butter, and we lay it in a boat. And then we've got just about every season known to man that you could sprinkle whatever you want to, from Parmesan to Two Brothers. The seem like the fan favorite has been the Slap Your Mama season, and Old Bay and Parmesan. but we've got it from taco seasoning all the way down to salt and pepper. So,
and I got into some of that
we have.
Slap Your Mama. That was
Yeah,
good.
that's Slap Your. Yeah, it's good. That's my partner's. That's his favorite. Where mine is the Two Brothers. It don't have the salt content as the Slap Your Mother's, and I like a little bite in mine, and he likes a lot of bite in his. And that Slap Your Mama, it's got the bite to it.
It does.
And so we are trying, whatever our customers ask, that's what, if we don't have it today, next time you see us, we will have that seasoning there for you. If it's something other that we've had 1 or 2 requests for, we'll go out and try our best to find it and have it ready for you. And we've had a couple people ask, for the Mexican street corn where you dip in mayonnaise and tahini and elote season and all that. We tried that. It was not a big of hit as what a lot of people say it was. We just didn't have a big calling for it. So, we decided just not to do the mayonnaise. It is a huge cost, to take mayonnaise because it's not something you can reuse over and over. So you use it one time, we chunk it, so our butter is it's fresh on everything into it. Every event that we do, that's fresh butter out there. And it's real. I have a lot of people say, "Oh, can we double or triple dip that corn in that butter?" I'm sure. Now I'm thinking to myself, you're not getting no more butter on that corn when I completely submerge that corn in that butter. You're not getting any more butter on it if I dip it twice or 3 times. But hey, it's a sight thing, I guess. They think they're getting more butter. I do it. I don't care.
When you pull it out, the excess drips off.
No, we like I said, we cook it tomorrow at the Spring Fling. Then Sunday, Meg's Georgia is having a get together out there at the park in Meg, Georgia, and they asked the corn guys to come. So we're gonna show up for that. And then Monday, Thomasville Toyota has asked us to come out and cook for the employees and stuff. And I think they're gonna have Clemmy's barbecue out there. He's a local here in Thomasville. So we're gonna be slinging corn and potatoes there, and Clemmy's gonna be slinging some barbecue ribs out there Monday. And then the following weekend, we're actually taking that weekend off. We had some private people ask us about coming, but we have cooked every weekend, all weekend long for the last 6 weeks. So we decided, hey, we need a weekend. But the following that, we're going to, I think it's Elma, Georgia, up there for the Blueberry Festival. That's a Friday and Saturday event. And so we're going to be up there for 2 days, slinging corn and potatoes. And then I don't have my book, but Mike does 99% of the bookings, and he has all the dates and stuff we'll be up. But we booked the entire month of June and all the way in the first 2 weeks of July. And
y'all got to save us the 19th now.
Yeah, I think it was you was telling us to go to the Camilla up there, and to the Ag Day up there.
Yeah.
So I know Mike's supposed to reach out to them to find out what's the thing. I don't know if we was already booked or what, but he's checking into that. Okay. And
I told him about y'all. He was like, "Yeah, that's what we want."
Oh yeah, and we can oblige it. We will be there. Our cooker has tires on it and axles, and it will travel. I know we're going up to Hiawassee, Georgia, for the Fall Festival. That's 2 weekends in a row, back to back, and then we're doing the fair up there they invited us to come up to the fair. So we're going, that's 2 weekends back to back. And then the following weekend, they've got the brew and stew that they invited us to up in Hiawassee, Georgia. So, we're going to be there. 3 weekends in a row.
That's up North Georgia area.
Yeah, so that's in the mountains up there. It's about 6.5 hours from here. So, but
how far would that be from Northwest, your area there, Dave? We got people there in the chat. It's all over the place. A lot of them from up in Northwest Georgia there. It shouldn't be too far.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too far. If you know where Hiawassee is, Blairsville and Blue Ridge and all that, we're going to be in that area.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours, I think, from me.
Okay.
I think that's
right on over. Get you some of that corn. It'll change your life. It's that good. I try to stay out of it, but I tell you, when I got a slack time, there ain't nobody coming in. If there ain't a big line, and if I got a small ear, hey, I'm throwing it over in a boat and letting it cool off a little bit, and I'm fixing to be chewing on it myself. So,
yeah.
And I tell you, that Mike Bean, he sure enough gets into it. So, but yeah, we've been blessed. I put it that way. So with the people that's called, invited us to come, they find out, they're hearing it from the other festivals, that's been like, the festival favorite or whatever it may be, or fan favorite, and someone mentions them, y'all need to get the Rowdy Roasters or the Corn guys, y'all need to get them to come. And so, we have shuffled some of our smaller festivals, that just, and I hate, and I don't mean to sound it bad, they just don't have, the foot traffic there. So, you got somebody there's got 100, 200 people there, and it's not about greed, but it is a business also.
Yeah.
So, but you got somebody that calls us, hey man, we got 4,000 or 5,000 people that foot traffic. We'd love for y'all to come here. We've heard so much about you. So, hey, we are not the type of company to say we coming and then we don't show up.
Right.
Because we've been to a few of them and we left there with our tails tucked in and behind. Knock on wood, we've never not left somewhere where it's not paid the corn or the entry fee. So that's the reason I'm very blessed into it there. We went up to the Valdea here about 3 weeks ago to the Valdea Onion Festival. That was a 3-day, a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday event. And that was an invite. They heard about us and called us and want to know will we come up. And they said the rule was, hey, we're going to try you out Thursday night. And if you do well or we like you, you're going to be invited for Friday and Saturday at the airfield. And Mike told me, I said, hey, Mike, that's a long ways off. I'm not coming up there just to try it out for Thursday night. We have to order our corn. So, hey, we'll come up there if you invite us Friday night and Saturday night also. And they did. And then they've turned around and invited us back for next year because every other year they do the Blue Angels up at the airfield up there. And they have what they tell us 60 to 80,000 people that comes in for that. And this year, Clint Black was the headliner there for the concert at the airfield. And I tell you, I grew up listening to Clint Black, but I didn't get to hear him Saturday night because we were slinging corn all night long. I'm like, I looked at Mike and I said, hey, dude, we need a break. I listened to some of this concert myself, but but we was blessed. We went through about 15 bushels of corn just Saturday night, and so between the people that's selling the shaved ice and the corn, because it was hot. But I tell you, the people that the Big Dog Ice, I think was the name of the business, they were slinging the shaved ice out there all night long, and people's coming and having a handful of corn and eating the shaved ice. So,
I know at the one in Camilla, they're going to have a barbecue cook-off.
Corn goes with barbecue.
You right, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna get a whole thing going here. Blue Ridge up there is about an hour and a half from your neck of the woods.
Yeah. Well, come on over there to the Fall Festival and the fair and the Brew and Stew. I think it is. They have a lot of micro beer makers up there, and they cook a stew, from what I'm understanding. And so corn goes with stew, and hey, corn's great with beer, they say. So,
yeah,
but
I don't think there's much that corn doesn't go with.
I haven't found anything. We're looking at also bringing on something new, and that is selling the corn by the cupfuls. We've been doing it strictly on the cob. We've had some people and some younger fans, I call them, that, and I don't know it's saying, but we kind of got a nickname like Bougie. They don't want to eat the corn off the cob. So we are able to cut it off right now for them. But I told Mike we could take that corn and go in and put it in the tenfold boats, and we can roast it right on the roaster. And so we can do that and just sell it to them by the cupful. We scoop it out, measure it out what it is, and then you can walk around with a cup and a spoon and eat the corn instead of trying to eat it off of the cob. Because you've seen it, that corn's hot.
It's hot.
We take it off. It's anywhere from 650 to 700 degrees when it comes off of that roaster, and she is smoking.
Yeah.
So a lot of the younger fans, it's really, in my opinion, it's too hot for them. We tell them, hey, it's so hot it'll melt your teeth. So be careful. And so that's something that me and Mike has been talking about. Just instead of cutting it off the ear per then, is just to go ahead and have a pan full of it and roasting it, and just come in and sell it to you by the cup.
There you go.
So it'll be a little easier for our younger fans and some of the older fans of the corn. So
now wait a minute. You was talking about y'all being in your 50s. So trying to make it sound like it's old.
Now I just turned the speed limit. Now I'm not going to tell you how old Mike's a few years older than I am.
Really?
See, I've been rode hard and put up wet.
Well, I haven't hit the speed limit yet. Oh,
you haven't hit the speed limit yet?
No, I hadn't hit it yet, and I'm not going to hit it till October. Actually, I'm still 39. My mama said she never had no children older than she was.
Oh, okay. That's a good one now.
Yeah, and we're not going to talk about how old that guy is.
Doesn't bother me. I'm 60. I praise the Lord for it. I've made it 60 years.
Hey, that's right. It's a good way to look at it.
That's right.
There's a lot of people that has not been blessed to see 60.
Amen.
Michael says he's at the interstate speed limit.
Is that the interstate speed limit? Now, I just come off the interstate today now, and there was parts of that out there that was 70 miles per hour.
Better be careful saying that, Michael. I gotta.
I was wondering with that corn coming out of Florida, is there any danger of you becoming a Florida fan, instead of a Bama fan?
No, sir. No, not none whatsoever. Now, my oldest son, he is the biggest diehard Florida Gator fan, and I try not to hold it against him.
Oh my gosh!
But even from a youngin, he can tell you, Dad, we sit down and watch a football game, pro football game. Dad, he graduated from or come out of the University of Florida this year. He ran that speed. He caught this many passes. And I'm thinking to myself, wait just a minute now. Oh, you know all this stuff? He said, oh, yeah. He said, I know all the Florida Gator fans, stuff like that. I'm like, we need to go in the booking business.
Yeah.
You know all that stuff. He tell me the injury reports, all that. And I'm like, holy cow.
Well,
every year that Bama and Florida plays each other, like the last time, Florida had us beat. And till the guy picked up through the shoe. And but they gave us the winning edge there. So he was jaw jacking. Woo-wee. So
no. Florida fans and Alabama fans, they like jaw jack. But I'm gonna throw this out there. They don't jack their jaws near as much
as a Georgia fan.
Tennessee fan. Tennessee got everybody beat.
Now that I can agree with that, but there's some Georgia fans that were, ooh Lord, lay the hands on them.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be a Georgia fan right here, proud of it. Been a Georgia fan my whole life, and I remember the stretch that we went through with no national title. They started from Herschel Walker up to Stetson Bennett, and that long dry stretch there, and the hopeful things that were going to happen maybe this year. I mean, I was like the dog that never gets fed at the kitchen table, but he's always sitting there like, if you get today's the day, this year's the year.
We heard it from y'all for what, 41 years, 42 years?
Yeah.
This is going to be y'all's year. This is going to be y'all year.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Miss
41
Elizabeth.
years elapsed.
Miss Elizabeth. This is our mama from Mama Said that just popped in here and said, there isn't anything wrong with being a Gator fan.
But I'm trying to think what's right with being a Gator.
You're nothing right about it, that's for sure. My goodness.
Woo. You got to be tough to be a Gator fan.
You got to be.
Hey, Wayne, let me ask you a question. You've been doing this for a little bit of time now, and we may be doing totally different things, but we've been doing our thing for about a year, and you do trial and error. Things happen. But at what point, if you can remember, was there a point where you thought, we can do this? Like, I know because you first start something, you got a lot of doubts and you do fail at some things. But at what point did you go, this is something we're going to be doing, and it's going to be something we're going to be doing a long time?
Day one.
Awesome.
Day one. I didn't. Me and Mike, we talked about this for most part of the early fall, late summer, and I'm not a quitter, and I've known Mike since high school, and he's been in law enforcement and game warden and all that. So we just didn't talk, and I told Mike, I say, once I get into something other, I'm not quitting. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it succeed. So and
that's right.
So day one, I went in with the attitude, hey, we're going to make this right here work. We're going to hit everything. We're going to do our footwork, and we're going to put the miles in and all these festivals and stuff. They're at the Mayhaw Festival. We had a gentleman come up. He was a barbecuer, a big time guy, and he gave probably, and I told Mike this, he's probably gave some of the best sound advice that I heard to a point. he told us, he said, hey, y'all got a good thing going on. Don't get discouraged, doing these small festivals and stuff that way there. He said, what you want to do is hit your big festivals with a lot of people, so you're going to be slinging corn. Right now, we are at, okay, do we take 30 bushels of corn? And we have to some festivals. We've had one festival that we loaded up 30 bushels of corn. We went to it, and I think we sold 11. And so I had 19 bushels of corn left over, and I'm like, oh, but it flooded. It flooded the whole entire time we was there. We had a secondary tent that we ended up putting over the roaster to keep the water off of it. And, people were steady coming up on and getting up on our tents. And I told Mike, I said, hey, maybe we need to start charging these people to stay dry instead of charging for corn. I mean, it flooded. We was having to, them old tents got the metal things around it.
Oh,
We was
yeah.
having to stick our hands up there because it was forming pockets of water, and we just kept pushing the water off. And I'm like, holy cow. But with the amount of corn that we sold that day, we was able to pay for the corn in the entry fee. Now, we walked out of there not no folding money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we was blessed enough to walk out and not owed anything.
There you go.
So, and Mike has come up with an idea. If you eat enough corn on the cob, you can be walking around sucking your teeth or having your fingers in your mouth. He said, what we need to do is give corn away and sell toothpicks $5 a piece.
There you go. There you go.
So,
And floss.
I
Toothpicks and floss.
yes. I've been thinking about getting some of them dental packs and having up there. So, hey, we sell you an ear of corn, but I better yet, we'll give you ear of corn. You buy a dental floss from us.
Yeah.
So.
I think what you said at the beginning, I do think you have to have that mindset. We're going to make this work because there are things that happen, and if you're not fully committed to what you're doing, that's where people quit. You have to go in saying, I'm not a quitter, and I'm going to do it no matter what happens. Exactly. We've got to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started up. It was a year ago. Last Memorial Day was when we posted our first video. Well, I think I had one up a little bit before that, but our first video, we did some videos for Memorial Day. Dave did one from the park. I did one here, and that was our first post. And then we started doing regular shows. And in a year, we're at 50,000 followers total now. And
that's awesome.
So, but we wasn't gonna quit. It's been hard at times. But
and same way the corn business. When you walk into an event, you got your high hopes up, and you think, okay, man, we've got this number of people, and we ain't figured that equation out yet. Is if you got, say 2,000 people, and we just use the KISS effect here, keep it simple for the stupid. And but if you figure, and we still having that hard time figuring that equation out. If you got 2,000 people, okay, so do you take 200 ears of corn, or you take 2,000 ears of corn? And there's a lot of and we have a lot of repeat that come up. Well, we've never had roasted corn before, and so I say, man, you're not gonna be able to stop with just one. And I don't know how many people has come out and said, you're right. I've seen customers come back. We went down to Cascades Park down in Tallahassee, and a lady walked by, and she turned around and walked back by, and she was curious. And I said, come on in and try it. She said, I've never had it before. I said, ma'am, here. It's $5 an ear. You got what $5 ain't a whole lot to lose. But she tried that ear of corn, and she sat right across from us, and she kept holding it up like she was toasting us with it. She come back and bought 2 more ears that night. from us.
Yeah.
And so she said, that's the best I've ever had. And she said, I didn't know what corn tastes like coming off a roaster. And then y'all dipped in the not hot butter and y'all told us what season to put onto it. I was like, good Lord. And so she actually friended me on my Facebook and want to know we're going to come back down to do the next Cascade Park. They got a 4-month thing that they have bands down there. The city of Tallahassee puts on. And she wanted to make sure that we was going to be back down there next month. And I said, I've got to look. Mike's got to look at the schedule and see when it is and see what we got booked. And before I can say that we're going to be back down there. And which Cascades has reached out to us and wanting all of our vendor information, wanting to make sure that we're available to come back down there. So
check into that one too. Then
yeah, that's a nice little. They had a local band there called Revival. I think the band was local to Tallahassee, and it really drew a pretty good crowd. And there was 4 or 5 other vendors down there every year, and and they've come over and trying our corn out, and they say, "Man, this is a blessing. We've never had it up here before," and we done well there. Not as well. As maybe I thought, but we done well, so.
Now, when are y'all going to be up at the Hiawassee?
I know it's the fall festival, and please forgive me, I don't know the dates. It's the fall festival and the fair. You have to look it up, the Hiawassee Fair and the Hiawassee Fall Festival and the Brew and Stew Festival there in Hiawassee. Mike handles that. He lets me know what dates that I need to be off the road, and so we're going to be slinging corn.
There you go.
So
there she goes. Yeah. She finally said something good there. It's a lot better than that talking about there ain't nothing wrong with being a Gator fan. She said, have people been living under a rock? Roasted corn is great. Yes, it is.
It is. It is very great. We have a guy that's from Florida that's come up here, that's been up here in Georgia for a while, doing some festivals around here. And, there's all joking in the business here. You stay in Florida, we'll stay in Georgia, so, but there's enough to go around. We've had a lot of people reach out to us about coming down to the coast and bringing our roaster down there. And so that's something we're going to look at getting into down there around the coast down there, bringing the roaster.
Oh, that'd be do they still do the seafood festival down in Apalachicola?
Oh, yes, sir. That all around that coast, they've got a seafood festival down the blue crab, the hermit crab, the shrimp festival, the oyster festival, the seafood festival. And a lot of them coincides on the same dates. And so it's sometimes it's hard to decide which one to get into. And then when you're trying to book these festivals, sometimes these festivals are 4 and 5 months out when you have to book them. And so you are like, well, do we do this? But we got this one right here that's coming up, so, and then if we do this and here, and people say, man, y'all should have come down here. I'm like, dude,
no,
we don't know. This is our first year getting into this, and we are learning, getting our tails wet, teeth broken into it. So bear with us. We get it figured out. And,
you don't know if it's going to be a hurricane. I mean, this is the Gulf we're talking about.
Exactly.
It's a hurricane. You don't know.
Exactly. I was just telling my wife, I surprised her with a beach trip this coming weekend. And I told her, I said, I hate booking on this VRBO, A&RB, whatever you want to call it. I said, when you used to just drive down to the coast, boom, you rented a hotel or a condo. There was no problem. But she reminded me, she said, everybody has access to the internet now. So they book, and I'm like, it's the coast. You don't know if we booking this right here and then a tropical storm, hurricane, or a tornado comes up. It's the coast. So there's no money back. You rent the place where you go down there and
cross your fingers.
sit in the condo.
Dear Lord, please let it be nice.
Yes, which I'm scared of sharks. I done had nightmares. That's the way I'm going to die. Is a shark going to get me? So I made sure when I rented this condo that it had pools. And
you surprised her with a beach trip. You're not going nowhere near that redneck Riviera, are you?
Now, what you calling that redneck Riviera? This is St. George.
Okay,
that's about as redneck.
I'm going to Panama City. Panama City.
Oh Lord! Now I'm going to be up from it. We're going to be at St. George.
Okay, you're going to be able
yeah,
to
you know that.
All right.
Yeah, that Panama City is a little too fast for me down there still.
Look, I stay at Panama City, but one of the best places to free dive is down at St. Andrews State Park there on the jetty.
Now,
I go out there.
My best friend last year, they talked me into going down there. Now, I did get in the water there, about knee deep, but that was enough. Like I told him, I watched that. What was that old B-rated film, Sharknado or something other years ago? Dude, I joke around. I said, I didn't take a shower for a week because I knew a shark was going to come out that shower head. And I'm like, no.
And see, I love sharks. I'm the idiot that runs to the water when they see a shark.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no. Man, all them things do is swim and eat. That's all they think about is their next meal.
Well, I just don't act like a meal.
Well, see, and there's a rule. If you go to the beach with me, do not point. Do not point out in that water because I'll come out of that water quick. Oh, Lord. I'll be back up on the sand. Now, I don't get in that water much.
Oh, I'll be out there. Which I took some video last time we went down. We had it on the show. I'm going to try to get some more this time. I ended up messing up. And I had all recording fast forward, except for one video. But I actually saw Barracuda. And I got some good shots of him. You know,
there at St. Andrews?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, sir.
No.
Oh, yeah. At the jetty, on the inside of the jetty, in the kiddie pool.
Well, that's where I was swimming at that day. It was inside that jetty.
Man, I've seen cat sharks down there. I've seen stingrays. I've seen eels. Some big old crabs. You got to be careful down there. You in the ocean. It's
right. That's their living room. I understand that. But they could share it with me.
Yeah. And they will.
Just a little 5 foot by 5 foot area. Just don't come in there. Something bump
you can't be talking about.
Come bump me on my thighs. Oh Lord,
no,
I got to get out.
Talk about no. They just want you to share a little of you with them too.
Exactly. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm going to show you all the
hospitality
I can. If you come in my living room, I'm going to show you all the hospitality I can. I'm going to offer you a cup of coffee, a glass of sweet tea, some soda or something other. Yeah. You know, hey, offer me the same courtesy when I go into your living room. You know, don't try to eat me. So, but yeah, that's like I tell you, we go to the Flint River to the sandbars a lot. And I said I could swim with the gators and the moccasins down there all day long before I could swim with a shark. I just can't do it. It just gets my blood pressure up and my feet wants to dance and move, and I just can't stay it alone. I can't enjoy it.
Barry just said, heard that they have that in Florida, they have alligator NATO when the hurricanes wash the alligators out of the lakes.
That's right.
And Michael said up here, we just have meth sharks.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. And my daughter, she climbed in the bed with me and my wife one day, talked me into watching Shark Week. That's what started. I was in the water all the time. You know, I was like a whale. I just enjoyed the water. Till I watched Shark Week. That ended it. Now, right there, my uncle and them has some condos down there in Panama City by Pineapple Willie's. And they showed that Shark Week the same water, the same beach. They had the swing in the background of all.
Yes.
There was over 300 sharks in that same water, ankle deep water,
Yes.
in the same place where we stayed at.
Yeah.
That ended it.
Oh, I love it. That's a good area to
Oh.
see them too. That's one of the places I like to go. It's right off from Pineapple Willie's. Because they
Oh
have
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
So I was glad when he sold them condos.
Well, you don't want to try to pet them. You know, you just want to
No,
look at them.
I don't even want to see them. And then a couple years ago, where was it? Where was that? And you went pointed at them sharks. And you said seen something big and silver out. I think it was Panama City. She went to pointing. There were some waves crashing in, and she went to point and said she seen something big and silver. That's it.
It might have been a
You
dolphin.
call in the dogs and piss on that fire. That hunt's over with.
I'm with
That
you,
was
man.
spoken like a Georgia fan right there.
I don't want nothing to do with it.
Nope.
Not one thing.
Nope.
Oh,
No, I
Oh.
swim with the gators in a moccasin before I swim with a shark.
now look. I think that gator and mox is more dangerous than the shark is.
No, sir. That shark will come up and hit you about 40 miles per hour and you won't even know. Then took a leg with you.
Well, be
And
quick.
then people going out and scalloping and stuff, man. No. But
Now,
y'all in
look.
that grass, that shark don't even know what you are. No.
You only have roughly worldwide 10 people a year killed by sharks. 10.
We've had a bunch of people bit.
Do what?
How many people we got with no legs?
We didn't get into that.
Yeah.
Man, that takes a special type person like them sharks.
Well, I'm special. I told you I was special, Dave.
Whoo.
When I was
scared
young-
me to death.
Nobody ever denied agreeing with you on that you are special. Nobody.
Exactly. I see he's special now when you're liking sharks.
Yeah.
And if you want to do it, that's fine. Just don't expect me to do it.
You don't
That's
have
right. And then, you know.
That's like bungee jumping. I have no desire to bungee jump.
I don't either.
Exactly. I watched that stuff on Facebook Reels, what do you want to call it? People's jumping and inspecting off rubber band, and you know the women going to lie about their weight. So, you know, and you going to jump with her, and she's going to lie about her weight and get on the rubber band? Nah. First of all, I'm going to add about 40 pounds to me to overcompensate for her.
Oh, Miss Elizabeth, did y'all hear that? I'm gonna lie about your weight.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, them what they call adrenaline junkies or something other. Jesus,
Yeah.
woo.
No.
They want to meet their maker quicker than I want to meet mine.
Well, all righty then. Shaking my head.
Put you in a tough spot, eh? So no, we try to keep it fun. But yeah, we are. And if I get time, I drive hot shot, so I'm always on the road, and so I'm in the process of creating a Facebook page for the Rowdy Roasters, and
Awesome.
All right.
so we, I've got a lot of people that I don't know that has sent me friends requests, and and I'm like, how do I know you? She said, oh, you the corn guy. I was like, okay. So I picked up probably 300-400 people on my friends book, on my Facebook friends quest, because of being in the corn. And so I just told my wife, and I told Mike Bean, and I said, hey, we got to create us a Facebook page.
Yeah.
To
It's easy. When you do, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We'll help promote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we keep checking periodically for the Rowdy Roasters.
We'll do it.
I've got to sit down and try to do it. I'm not that computer illiterate on here yet, and it's hard to manage mine. Because as my wife says, I should be able to lick the spoon that I keep everything stirred up with. But it's my personal page, and so I stir a lot of stuff up on it. I try to stay away from religion and politics because you get a lot of hurt feelings doing it that way. So, but I do post some funny stuff. Sometimes it's not kids approved, but I will keep the Rowdy Roasters a PG page. But it's going to be posting all of our dates and stuff. It's going to be pictures of stuff, lines of people at our tables, all of our product, all of our seasons, our dates, all the different stuff that we're going to be offering into it. We got some things, as you say, in the works that I'm not wanting to say right now, but it's going to be coming out in our future festivals that we're going to start serving there, and we've had a lot of requests for it, and don't see it at a lot of festivals, and so
Y'all
me
gonna
and
do
Mike,
sweet taters?
yes,
Ah.
we've had a few people ask about sweet potatoes, but that is definitely one of them. I will let that slip. We've had a lot of people, ask for, more of the baked potatoes, and we're offering a huge baked potato, and we keep it at a low price. We try to keep all prices simple. That way, we don't have to make a lot of change. You don't have to carry a lot of change.
Right.
We try to use the KISS effect, and so. But yeah, we've got some things that's coming down the pipeline that we're going to be offering off our roaster and stuff for morning time, just any time of the day. As we've looking and lurking and checking all the other corn roasters and stuff,
Yeah.
and seeing what they offer. And we've talked to a lot of people that's in the corn roasting business, and they say they offer this, and so we're going to give it a try just to give more things. And
Absolutely.
what
Now, I did ask some people, or ask some friends of mine from Florida to send me some, because, here recently we had a big hoopla about some guy found some shells there on the beach that had an interesting message and everything. Something about 8647 or something. I don't know if you heard about that.
No, I haven't.
We do get a little political on here sometime, but they found this interesting shell formation down there, and they took a picture of it and they sent it to me. I'm going to share it up on screen. I'm not sure if there's any hidden meaning there. Dave, can you read that?
Yes, I saw that. I saw that one.
Sorry.
In fact, that became a favorite thing to do, was to create different scenes and post them. He started a whole trend, and I'm sure he doesn't like what was being sent.
Could you? I'm sorry. I need to put that back up there. It says Comey sits while he pees in the shells. He's the one that put up the 8647.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I try to stay away on my personal page. Let's see. I just get a text. I hope I don't lose y'all. I don't know where.
If you notice, it's that same link. I can still hear you though. Nope. I think you froze up.
Oh, there it is.
There you are.
Yeah, that was Mike. He's at the movie theater and saying, what time was I planning on getting to the festival in the morning? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be there at 9 o'clock setting up, and ready slinging corn at 10. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's
it's
amazing.
gonna be hot. So y'all come on down to Thompson and get some of this corn.
I ain't going to Thomasville tomorrow. I'm going south. I'm gonna miss the corn this time. I'm going south.
Well, you're going to catch all the sharks and let me know, and then I'll get out about.
If I bring a short bag, are you going to put it on the roaster for me?
Sure. That roast is like a big oven. It'll cook anything.
Yeah.
Told my wife I want to try a cake on it.
I wonder if you could see we could do cake.
I know to cook biscuits.
Yeah. Probably cook them quick too.
Yeah.
You might be able to throw them at somebody and knock them out, but
now when we first started up, when we cook our corn, we bring it up to 700 degrees, and that's when we're cooking corn. We put our potatoes on at a certain degree, and we've got it down to about an hour once we put the potatoes on, and it gets to a certain degree. We put them on. We count to an hour. The potatoes, we pull them off. We put them in a sealed cooler. They remain hot, and then we put our corn on, and then it's done to some other stuff that we're working on. We've trying to, like I told Mike, the corn guys.
Yeah.
So we started out with corn, and I want to stay corn, and that's going to be our bread and butter. But we are willing to try anything, for our customers or fans, as you want to call them, to try them out, to try to satisfy everybody there, so to be the one shot for it all. We sell drinks and bottled water. And but yeah.
Now,
we used to cook our taters in them ovens up there, Rob, at the plant. That's some of the best tasting taters you could. Of course, they didn't like us doing that now, but back in the day, we used to cook a lot of stuff in them old ovens at the plant.
Yeah, they had. I think I remember somebody cooking chitlins in there. Did I not?
I don't remember that, but
I love a good chitlin now, but it's going to be clean.
Do you like them? Do you like them creek slung or stump whooped?
I like mine cleaned. I don't know what it is. And mine's going to be cleaned. I mean, and straight clean.
Yeah.
Now, I can cook them in the house. That my dad used to do them all the time. And he'd cook them in the house. You'll never smell them. Never smell them in the house.
Oh,
Tell you about 3 or 4 pecans in the pot. And whatever. An old black lady told my daddy that. And he started cooking. I mean, you can smell them the time you pull them into our lot. And I like, Daddy's cooking chitlins. But she told us throw some pecans in the pot, about 3 or 4 green pecans, throw them in the pot. And whatever reason, it takes the smell out of them.
Hey, Dean, Jenny, y'all ain't got to eat them if you don't like them. I've had chitlins. They ain't hurt nobody. If people want to eat chitlins, they're going to eat chitlins. I bet y'all eat avocados.
Yeah, my wife loves avocados. I don't care for
more nasty than an avocado.
Now, I like the guacamole dip, but just cutting up an avocado and putting on a hamburger or something that way, no.
That's sick.
I don't want it on a sandwich either. So, but yeah. No, but give me all the guacamole you can.
Yeah. Jenny, you eat chicken livers. Don't be talking about
somebody.
Yeah. That's made to get all the filthy and nasty out of the chicken. You gonna eat that?
I eat mullet gizzards too now.
I've eaten mullet, bro.
Yeah, I eat mullet right now.
I don't eat.
I'm not a fan of mullet, but now I do like the mullet gizzards.
I like red roe mullet now. I love mullet roe. But if you eat too much of it,
Ooh, what you talking
run a
about?
little
About
tight
like
in the
you
flaps
eat
and
too much
loosen the
corn.
rudder. Yeah, you'll be running tight in the flaps and loosen the rudders if you eat too much.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
So
If you eat too much of it, you'll find out.
exactly. So, but I do love it. Well, guys, my wife looking at me funny, and I enjoyed it, and I appreciate the invite. But please continue to look back. We're going to have the Rowdy Roaster Facebook page. We're going to be
Let
at
me
a
know.
lot of your local festivals. So look
Let
for
me
the
know
Big
when you
Green
get up.
Roaster.
You
And
got my
we're
number.
going to
Let me know. I'll keep an eye out. Let me know when you get it up. You've got my number there.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I've got your number.
through that day. And we'll try to get together. We and Dave are going to try to do some festivals up in North Georgia area this fall. So maybe we can hit over in that area there with you at the Hiawassee. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, y'all come on.
It
Corn's
just
on the
depends
house.
on the timing.
Okay. All right.
It's hope to be a lot cooler then. So the corn will be on the house. Y'all come on.
We'll do it. Hey,
Yeah, I see the toothpicks afterwards.
All right, that'll work.
All right, guys, I appreciate it.
Take care, my friend.
Thank you so much for being on, Mr. Wayne.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right.
Let's refill our coffee cups, and we'll come back and continue on with Front Porch Talking.
Yes.
Maybe not talk about chitlins.
I love
kind of disgusting.
Come on now.
That's disgusting, man. Come on.
Have you ever had chitlins?
No, and I'm not going to.
Well, you can't say it's nasty till you try them.
I can too. There ain't no rule on that.
Thing in the world.
That's disgusting, man.
No, that's a good Southern traditional dish, especially around Christmas.
No,
especially around Christmas.
No.
Yeah,
that's never been on the Cordell table, and it's not going to start.
Well, you might start in a tradition. Traditions are good, Dave.
No, not all traditions are good. Some traditions are bad, and they need to stop.
Oh.
I mean, why don't you start a carp tradition, too? I mean,
I've had carp.
I figured you had. I don't want that either. Oh. We'll be right back. Hope you ain't eating dinner right now. Hey, Southern Fried fans and your Cornbread Nation. Well, yeah, that's right. We're going to advertise for Mammoth Nation. To all proud Americans, we call attention to these thoughts. Are you tired of woke corporations that don't align with your values? I know we are. Look no further than Mammoth Nation, the ultimate destination for patriots like you and me and Rob and everybody else, including old crazy Uncle Jeb, who believe in putting America first. Here at the Southern Fried Podcast, we're proud to partner with Mammoth Nation because they share our unwavering commitment to faith, family, and yes, freedom. Just like us, Mammoth Nation believes in the power of the American spirit and the importance of preserving our great nation's heritage. When you join Mammoth Nation, you're not just getting access to amazing discounts on products and services. You're becoming a part of a community that stands against the forces trying to tear our country apart. From supporting veterans and first responders to promoting Christian values, Mammoth Nation is the go-to platform for conservatives who want to make their voices heard. So what are you waiting for? Join the Mammoth Nation movement today and start enjoying exclusive deals from businesses that share your America First values. Together, we can make America great again, one purchase at a time. Don't miss out on this opportunity to support a company that truly cares about our nation's future. Sign up for Mammoth Nation now and experience the difference of a community that puts America first. Use that QR code on the screen, folks, and that will take you right to the website where we also will be helped in your support of these values. We are customers of this great American company. Rob is a monthly supporter, and I am a lifetime member of Mammoth Nation. We're so appreciative of companies like this. Please be a supporter, not just for us, but for America. These companies need our support. We're patriots. Stand together with patriots. Take care, and God bless. Hey, this is Dave with the Southern Fried Podcast. Recently, me and Rob were able to go to Fresh Press Farms and do an interview, which we posted on all of our streams. We love these folks. They're amazing. And we are also customers of theirs. I've recently ordered my olive oil that we use in cooking to our home. We love that they're Georgia-based. We love that they're the only olive producer in the state of Georgia. And we love that they're making jobs here for Georgians in South Georgia. We want you to become a part of their family and use their products. They are the makers of homegrown cold-pressed cooking oils. Crafting oil like this means that they capture the best of the olive and the sunflower because they make that oil too. And they have other products that they have out there. It's an amazing company. They like to say freshness is never a question with Fresh Press Farms. They believe that what we put into our bodies should be minimally processed and actually improve our health and taste like the source. Locally produced and vertically integrated, they proudly grow, harvest, cold press, bottle, and distribute their oils in Georgia to ensure top-notch quality and a quick trip from Grove to Pranchy. Please go online and look up their website and order you some too. Support small business, support Georgia business, and we would appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Was you playing my theme music for going to the beach? I heard you doing it.
Well, maybe you get to swim with some.
I hope so. I'm going to have my fingers crossed. I hope I get to see one again. I enjoy that so much. And it's not that they're all colorful or anything. I just like the shape of them. They're very, I know they're just a shark, but I find them to be very elegant. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Barry, I'm not going to end up being a Happy Meal. Oh. Yeah, the shark Chardonnay. You should not play with them or pet them. You just keep your hands to yourself and let them do their thing. Kind of like an alligator. You leave them alone, they'll leave you alone. Well, I'm so glad he came on tonight. I'll tell you, they got some good stuff going on there. And they're going to be famous, I'm telling you, because they do a good job with that. They're right there. They take care of the people. They're quick. And I mean, you dunk that fresh roasted cured corn down in that butter, throw a little bit of seasoning on it, man, it's so good it'll hurt you.
Yeah, I just don't want to melt my teeth.
No. I'll let it cool off just a little bit.
No, they sound like good old boys.
They are. I imagine them alligator guys would get along real well.
He was all right, except for being a Bama fan.
Michael. Oh. You sound like them Japanese guys out there finning sharks. Oh. And I forget how many. Let me see if I can look that up. Uh,
Now that's the neat thing about festivals is you do get a lot of these people that they have these weekend businesses that they do. It's hard work if you're out there every weekend. Um, but I've known people to do it, and there's money to be made if you're willing to work hard, be passionate, be consistent.
yes.
But it's work.
Yeah. It is. It's a lot of work, but there's a lot of reward involved in it as well.
But you gotta love what you're doing. I mean, if I didn't love what I'm doing with a podcast, it's not a job. I mean, it is a business, but it's not. That's not the basis of why we do it. It has to be more than that. So I applaud them for that. There are hundreds of them like that, if not thousands. I'd say thousands around the country, maybe thousands in Georgia, but they show up, they do it. And there's all kinds of different, if you can think it, it's probably at some event out there somewhere.
Yeah.
A lot of competition. You gotta, and that's the thing what he talked about. I mean, that's the same with us. I mean, there's a lot of competition. You got to find your niche. You got to provide something that somebody wants, and always reinvent yourself to that. And that's what they're doing. I mean, they've got their base, and they're adding flavors to that. The main thing is the main thing. They're corn, but they're offering some other things so that they can capture some of those dollars as well. That's just good business. Because if you've got somebody standing there, they might not want corn. They might want a tater.
Absolutely.
People ask me all the time. I got asked this the other day, and we are different in this way. I mean, there's a lot of podcasts, and some of them do one thing, and they might do two, but they do it well. And people ask me what we do. It's not. I say, well, we do a little bit of everything. We don't really focus on one thing. We have a diversity of program. In fact, when we started, we weren't even doing politics.
No.
It was not where we started. We started just with the entertainment value of that, meeting people out there on the front porch like we are tonight, or in the morning or whatever. And morning shows were not the start. We didn't even have morning shows in the beginning.
No.
So we have a little bit of flavor on everything, but it also feeds into our interest. It's not just for the sake of having. It's something that feeds that part. It's like sports. Some people don't even care about sports. I like it. I like sports, and there's other people that like sports. Or it might not be about things that we've done.
Yeah. Yes, Michael. If I ever get a chupacabra, we're going to do it.
I have a new image that I haven't posted yet. It's going to end up. I'm deciding if this one is good enough to finish what it needs to be and go up in the store. But we have one. We have one with a Bigfoot that says even Bigfoots watch the Southern Fried Podcast.
Right.
It is enjoyment, Dean. Thank you for being here. Dean, co-host in the Racing Hour and the Sports Show. And it is enjoyment. And it has helped others find enjoyment. Dean never did a podcast before. And he was about as scared as I was the first time I did one. But he got over it. He's settled in and he's having a lot of fun. And we're having a lot of fun. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Finding something you do. And if you enjoy it, somebody's going to come along that enjoys that same thing, and they're going to stop, and a few of them are going to become regulars. And thank you, Miss Jenna. And that's the thing. We've built a brand, we've built a base, but it has a lot of different functions, and it feeds a lot of different types of interest. And it's all happened in 1 year, which is amazing. And as you talk about, when you talk about to other people, there's a lot of people that's been doing about the same amount of time as me and Rob.
Yeah.
And so there's some that are 2 or 3 years. What will be different with us is we're not stopping. There are some that will hang it up.
Yeah.
This is not going to stop for us. We're in it for the long haul. It's like we told Patriot Mobile, we're in for the long haul. As long as I'm alive, I'll be here. And some people, after a while, they just fade off. We're not faders. We're not, as he said, we're not quitters. We may go through difficult times. We may miss a show here and there. We may be sick. That's life. We may have technical issues. We may have a bad show just because everything goes wrong, but we won't quit. We'll fight it. And just like him, he said they showed up at a festival, rained, horrible, different things happened, but they didn't come out at a loss. You just count it. And there's a lot of things he could say, like, well, we new customers. A lot of those people might not have seen them before. Even though it wasn't a profitable festival, it was there was profit in it in different ways. That's right, Dean. Quitters never win. Quitters never win. That's right. Now, I've seen people get into stuff before, and they're hot and heavy for a good long time.
Yeah.
But you got to push through. You got to push through. There's going to be times where it's not easy.
Yeah, it's like this week. I've been fighting being tacky, croupy, and everything else. Seizure's been up. I've been trying to keep going, and I haven't missed a show. Yeah. I think I missed one last week. But I've been fighting. If I'm not here, I'm going to tell you, I'm in rough shape. And if Dave ain't here,
Yeah.
he's in good shape.
I mean, I've the last 2 weeks I've had to dance around wife being in a hospital and a rehab center. I've got a great wife, and there was times where I was here and she was there, but she understands we have things, responsibilities and things to do. So we reworked our time schedule a little bit. Some things we didn't do a show here and there that we can do and will do. But the bulk of it continue to go forward. So I just think I identified a lot with what he said. That's why I asked the question. And you have to, we've had that happen, Barry. We just handle it. We just take him off the screen. It's happened a few times, not in a long while, but there's always that possibility. Just like there's always a possibility anything could happen. Did you see the girl that got killed the other day that was doing her show?
No.
My God.
Well, I think you had me one night where my chair tipped over. You looked up and saw a foot or something.
Well, I had looked down. I was, there's a lot to look at when you're doing a show. You can't always be looking at the screen. And I didn't see it at the exact moment it happened. But you do what you got to do.
Yeah. But no, I mean, they don't last long. When I have one, sometimes it's neither.
Neither, Barry.
I come back around pretty quick. Sometimes they're bad, but they don't last long. If I tip over whatever, I may have to miss the rest of the show, but I'm fine. If I'm not fine, because I had never had one last longer than 30 seconds, I don't think. And that's a big bad one for me. And of course, you figure every muscle in your body's locked up for that long and just season.
That one that night was longer than 30 seconds. That was a bad one.
Okay.
We were watching, and it was. I mean, I can't say exactly what was going on for the whole time, but you were not coherent for 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
And it was a good 10 to 15 minutes before you got back. That was a bad one.
Yeah.
And even then you said, I don't know if I should came back on or not because it hit you so hard,
And sometimes that happens.
But he doesn't do it. The fear would be that he hits his head on something.
Yeah.
That would be bad. At that point, we'd probably stop the show and just start working emergency services. So.
Yeah.
Because you could get a brain bleed or something like that.
No. I think the worst one I've had as far as being hurting afterwards was I had one in the bathroom. And I actually wound up, I hit on my side apparently over the edge of the tub. And that was rough. When I came back around from that one, that hurt.
I don't have seizures, but I about flipped out of my chair one night. I just happened to grab myself just right. I had my chair locked and it come unlocked like they'll do sometimes. And I just about went. And Rob would have got a good laugh.
I would have. If I'd have got to see your foot, I would have laughed. Yeah. Yes, Michael. And that channel is horrible about it. And it's almost got to the point where I don't care if we stay on that channel or not. If they're not going to police it and they're going to strike everything we say and do, there's no point in even having them. Barry, I'm going to put that up. Just because.
Well, we're laughing so other people can't see it. So,
Yeah.
It's a pretty good comment.
We need to attach some electrodes and some battery cables and then wake him up with a web app. Oh, YouTube rejected your comment. What were we just talking about? Oh. It means they thought it was spam or something, I guess. I don't know. Ugh. I do not like that platform. I'll be straight up and honest about it.
By the way, the powers that be have tried to kill another stream's fun time. Some music that you can share on there. They have now stopped all that. Even little clips.
Was that our favorite one? The one I was just talking about?
Not that one. The different one.
Okay.
It's not them doing it. I think they've been threatened. The fun police. I could see if you were playing a whole song of someone, but if you're doing a little something, you're actually promoting them. You're keeping them relevant, Somebody says, "Hey, I like that song. What is that?" Go find it and buy it. I mean, that's promotion.
I mean, that's why I put that little clip out there the other night. Now, if I'm singing the song, it doesn't matter, right? Short people got no reason. Short people got no reason to. I'm sorry. And I got all kind of reactions from Jennifer and Miss Elizabeth. I don't know why.
I mean, all of our music on here is AI driven, so we don't have to worry about that. Except for a couple of things that we put up. The Fun Police came out on the Good YT and started flagging everything,
What do you mean stop? Oh, I was just singing the song. Don't you like my singing? I know I'm a little raspy right now, but
there's been a resurgence in a lot of classic music, from decades ago. A lot of people are really getting back into it. Even young people are getting into some music from 30, 40 years ago. There's a lot of young people showing up at concerts with some of these people in their 60s and 70s singing music. What's that?
That's not very nice. I called you today. You didn't answer the phone. Check on you, see how your knee's doing. Oh, didn't even answer the phone when I called. And then you go come over here and be all touchy-feely about my singing, get all up in my emotions. Why you got to get all up in my emotions like that? You going to make me cry. Don't make me cry, Dean.
Hey, Dean, at least it wasn't Baby Shark.
That's Dave's favorite song. Baby Shark, doo, doo, doo. Baby Shark, doo, 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 doo. Baby Shark, doo, 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 doo. Baby Shark. Dave likes Baby Shark, doo, 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 doo. Oh. Yeah, I could. That may be some of what's going on over there too. There, Barry. I'm gonna throw that up there too because that may be some of the case there. He finished the race, didn't he? Did he finish the race? That's the next question.
The real problem and it happens to everybody in the podcast world is that they'll clone your channel, and people will send donations and buy stuff from these people who they're not producing it. You are. They steal it. That's become a big problem.
Yeah.
They are working on it, but some of them are better than others.
Yes. Well, that's why we shifted around and got legal. So if it happens to us, we can go after them. And we would. Because I'm going to tell you something.
Dang Skippy.
I'm going to tell you something. We put a lot of work into the show, and then to have somebody come through and steal it from you, that would get me. I'll give you the shirt off my back. Don't take something away from me. I'll give it to you, but don't take it. I can't play that song, Barry. I have to sing it. Dave doesn't like it when we play it. We have to sing it out loud to him.
I don't care. Hey, all I got to do is take my headphones off, and all I see is your mouth moving. Thank you, Dean. That's very, very kind to say.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Y'all do a good job with the racing. Sorry, I'm not on there that much. I absolutely know zero, nothing, nada, zilch about racing.
Well, Dean's Mr. Professor on there.
But that's okay.
He educates all of us.
That's okay, Mr. Professor. Still get to make you a shirt.
By the way, folks, big race this weekend at 600. And we'll be talking about that on Tuesday night. Oh, you're welcome, brother.
Yes.
And I finally got to meet Mom the other day. She hugged my neck. She said, I'm from Georgia. I hug necks. I like that.
Yes.
She's a sweetheart. Well, we already knew that.
Yeah.
She's a sweetheart. I don't know what happened to Dean. He's not really a sweetheart. He's a heck of a nice guy. He's not really a sweetheart, but Mom's a sweetheart.
You have a good night, too, Mr. Michael. But being that didn't we work that up to where if Kyle Busch finished the race, that I got to make him a shirt? That's kind of where that wound up. Now I know he's been taking medication, because of his knee. I know that had been happening. But I do get to make him a shirt, don't I, Dave? Is that what we agreed on?
They ain't nothing stopping making a shirt.
Well, it'd be stopping him from wearing it unless we agreed on this. Now, if we agreed on it, then I got to make him a shirt. Don't worry, Dean. I know your color will. Your perfect color will be hot pink. And it'll probably say something like, Kyle Busch's #1 fanboy. I'm Kyle Busch's #1 fanboy. Something like that. It'd be tastefully done.
We've been having a discussion. We've been having a discussion whether he'd ever win a race again.
I think he will. I think he will win another race.
I think so. I mean, there's bound to be a bunch. Since he's in the back usually, there's bound to be a big wreck, and he'll just come on between them and win, Dean says no.
I know he typed that in and he didn't say it out loud. If he'd have said it out loud, his mom would have been in there on his head. What you mean, no? You know good and well he's going to.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. She's watching you.
Busted. I don't know, Miss Jen. According to Dean, he needs to go ahead and retire now. A shout out. I don't know if they're watching now, but Dean's got people watching all over the country. I mean, Iowa, they tell me now. What do they call someone from Iowa? Iowanians? Iowan?
Yankees.
I don't know. We're Georgians. I guess they're Iowan.
Iowanese? I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's probably what
I'm curious.
I mean,
from Canada, you're Canadian. Alaska, you're Alaskan. What's an odd person from Iowa? Iowanian? I mean, I don't know.
Dumbass.
Northerners.
Yankees. Hey, it's cold and windy there.
Oh, I love it.
Did Iowa go red or blue?
I think they were red.
What do you mean rob? Don't you rob me? Did you hear what I said? I don't think nobody else did. Just keep it a secret.
Congratulations to all the kiddos who graduated.
Yeah.
Graduated into the next school or whatever, Blue.
If they went blue, then my saying is, then what I said is correct.
I wasn't, that's where they do those Iowa caucuses.
Yeah.
Caucus.
So I think I'm going to have to shave his devil and goatee slap off.
Why's that?
It's turning white.
Well, you're getting old. You're getting old, man.
Oh.
I mean, there was a lot of people. There's people here that had kids, grandkids. A lot of graduations going on. It's all part of life.
And you know what? Our prayers are for you for a long and successful life. All right. Well, I mean, go seize the moment. Your life's in front of you. Go do it. Whether it's continuing your education, moving on to something else, getting a job, going to work.
I will say, if you've went to middle school or especially high school graduations, sometimes they get the person that does the valedictorian speech or whatever. They need to know that after about 20 minutes, your butt's hurting and you're kind of like done with it. And you can only say we're going to conquer the world in so many ways. And I went to one night. It was at the Roundhouse. And this girl went on. I'm serious. I think it's like 40 minutes. And I think that even her parents was about ready to pull her off stage by the time she got done. I was like, golly.
You know, I've always been waiting for there to be a redneck valedictorian that's giving that graduation speech. You know, and I could just picture the redneck version of this would be him getting up on stage going, "Hey, y'all, it's Bear 30, chunking his hat and saying, let's go."
Well, if you've been watching the videos, there's been some wild ones where people are, we'll just say they're jumping up and down and jerking, and it looked like something. It did look like a graduation. Good Lord.
It looked like a Church of God service.
Well, no, I wouldn't even besmirch that. I mean, it looked. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking that.
Oh,
wow.
looked like me on a bad day. May have been handicapped.
I don't think you got enough shake in you left in you like that, man. Come on.
Hey, man, I'm like them guys on that racing show movie. What was that? They had Will Ferrell and what's his name in it? Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake. Do I make
shake and bake?
We have some t-shirts on the website.
Rob just makes garden. Oh, he makes propane and propane accessories. That's what.
I don't know if I can do it tonight. I make propane and propane accessories. No, can't do it. We graduated on our football field. Now they have to rent a building in Chattanooga to graduate. Why?
Uh-oh.
I do not know, Miss Kay. I don't know. I have no idea. It makes no sense. They got a perfectly good football field to do it on. You're right. That's where I did mine at.
And no disrespect intended, but who wants to drive Chattanooga anyway, especially at night? Oh, I'm going to pay for that one. Somebody's going to get me up here. I don't care.
That was amazing. Thank you, Dave. That was a good one. Yep. I think most of us graduated. It's in here now. Graduated on a football field. Yeah, Ricky
James.
Bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, James. This is the El Camino Club. Rob is the past president. I am the treasurer of and you are the new president of the El Camino Lovers Club.
Exactly. You got to pay to rent the place, and the football field is free. And they don't hardly raise any money for the junior senior prom anymore. You know, the junior's supposed to raise the money for the senior prom, right? For the junior senior prom, they're supposed to raise. They don't even do it no more. They just, mom and daddy. James said, awesome. He likes that idea. Barry said I could put Chuck on a t-shirt. Well, I'll go ahead and tell you, I'd hold Chuck up, but he's over there, laid out on the floor, asleep, as close to me as he can get, and still be over there in his little spot. So, it's out there somewhere. Chuck did do a video this week.
Yes.
Yeah. Chuck did a video.
Chuck is, by the way, the Chinese love Chuck. One of them said he was cute. And there'll be more videos of Chuck.
Oh, really? They didn't say he looked tasty or anything, did they?
No, they're so cute. It's a kid,
Okay.
man. Come on.
Okay, I can go along with that.
Come on, man. James said he'll be on one of your T-shirts. Hey, Rob, I'll be right back. I got to go help my wife just for a second.
Okay, go do
I'll
it.
try to be back before the end of the show, but it's going to take me a second. So
Okay.
if I don't get back, folks, love you, appreciate you, but I got to go help my wife real quick.
Go do your thing, Bubba.
I'll be right back.
So, James, what would we put on that T-shirt? I mean, we could like have you driving a clown car El Camino or something. Maybe head out the window. I'd probably come up with a lot of different thoughts on that. So, I said this year, I think all ours graduated on football field because the price went up on the place they used and changed managers. Ooh. My face will make it sell like crazy. Well, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I heard a rumor. I don't know if this is true or not. That I know it happened to Dave, and I don't know, maybe it happened to you too. But when Dave was born, the doctor slapped both ends, the head and the butt. And he said, "Oh, shoot, I thought it was twins." So I do too. I do too. That's one thing that amazes me. I've got the perfect face for radio, but here we go, and we're up to 50,000 followers total here on the Southern Pride. So I mean, I'm here. But my poor little Chucker's over here. I'm gonna have to. He's gonna be lonesome over the weekend because I'm gonna leave him here, and my old crotchety uncle's gonna come down here and feed him, make sure he's took care of, take care of my fish while I'm gone. So he'll probably love on him. So he likes to act big and tough like he doesn't like cats, but he does. Now, Carl, when I jump out on you like that now, James, I fully expect for you to jump back on me. You don't hesitate. You just come right on with it. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings none. What do you mean, bless him? That little snot, he was digging claws in on my belly when he was trying to get down when I was shooting that video. I almost clipped his toenails off. Little snot. I didn't know. But what I find amazing, as with the stuff going on, like with going to rent places and for your graduation ceremonies and stuff like that, I always thought it was traditional to have your graduation ceremony on the football field. And if it rained, you moved it into the gym. Why are they doing it at the Roundhouse? Why are they finding all these other venues to do that? Maybe it's more comfortable or something like that, but it's a graduation. You're right there, Mr. Dane. It's a graduation. Your butt's supposed to hurt from sitting in the uncomfortable seat. So as soon as it's over, you'll get up and leave, because the kids are ready to go. They want the graduation over with and they want to be going. Because they're getting ready for summer. It's their summer of their senior year. But why is the school raising and then wasting this money? Because to me, that's what it seems like. Yeah. It's like these. All right, I have an issue with some of this East Loss taxes and stuff like that. And once I learned how they work, they do this tax so they can raise money, right? Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah, not be another state and city. Yeah, like over in Chattanooga. It's easy to waste someone else's money. You're right about that. But these East Law stuff that they put out this, okay, we're gonna have a penny tax. And we're gonna take all the revenue off this and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do this. But then they go take a loan and they pay it back with that 1 cent tax. But you got to pay interest back on that loan. If you're taking a loan out, why don't you do the tax and then just bank the money and put it up in the bank and let it grow interest for you instead of you paying interest to somebody else? I know it's just a penny tax, but my goodness, there could be 8 or 9 of them in every county out there. You know, it's crazy to me. I don't understand that way of thinking. If y'all can explain that to me out there, y'all please, yeah, you're right. But aren't we paying enough? We're already paying a tax, and that tax don't ever go away. They keep that tax forever. I have never seen them vote to remove an East Plus tax, that 1 cent tax, because they go, oh, it's just a penny. But pennies make dollars eventually. Come on. I don't understand that. You should have named him Kyle. I totally agree. We're taxed to death. You're right, Miss Kay. Absolutely. They said, I have learned that whatever they say they're going to do is never for what the original reason. Yeah, there's a whole lot of that kind of stuff that goes on. Well, we're going to do it for this. We're going to do it for that. And then it never happens. It just blows my mind. There ought to be some accountability. Uh, and there never is. It's like, all right, we can talk about legacy media. They'll get on there and they'll say the biggest lie in the world. All right. They're never held accountable for it. They'll come back through and they'll post a retraction way back deep or give about a 5-second spiel on it, and they're done. They're done. And everybody heard exactly what they said, but nobody's going to hear the apology or the retraction. And so it's just left out there forever. And it's wrong. I don't agree with that. Now, in this, I can incorporate all of our major media. I've seen it on all of them. I don't agree with it. I think there has to be some accountability there. Yes, like bills in Congress, none of them match the name the bill is made for. Why? Why can't we just put in a bill for one thing? Why does a bill have to have 5,000 things attached to it? Why? All right, I got a good idea. Let's just throw this here in there and let's see. Okay, an automatic gas pump where you just drive up in there and it automatically fills your car up with gas. And all this great idea, and they make some kind of bill to legislate building these things or something. Well, then in order to get that bill through, you'd have to have. All right, now we got to add on this tax here for gas because it's going to make it easier. And then we're going to have to add on this thing here because now people aren't going to have to get out of their cars. So we could tax them a little bit there. And then we got to do this and we got to do that. And next thing you know, you're including stuff like, well, he lives in the States, so we got to do, yeah. And that there's going to be built, so we're going to increase his property taxes and everything else. To bury the other reasons why they want to take more of your money. And mainstream media never apologizes. Yeah. Yeah, but they always want to get their hands on your money. That's it. And so not one Democrat voted for Trump's big, beautiful tax bill. Not one. The 2 Republicans voted against it. And hey, I'll say this much. All right, a lot of people are really down on these guys. They had their reasons, and I've seen their reasons, and they don't believe it's going to work out like he thinks it will. They voted their conscience. Now, I don't have a problem with that. I do think that in the long haul that you have to vote your conscience. And it's going to hurt them, probably. I'm not saying it will for sure, but it could hurt them politically. Because a lot of people are not wanting Trump bucked right now. But we'll see what happens. That's one of those things we'll see. If I were them, I'd say, hey, I voted my conscience, and if I'm wrong, I'll tell you I was wrong. But I had to vote my conscience. There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. But you mean tell me there was not one Democrat out there that could see any common sense with this at all? Not one. This country has nothing to do with politics anymore. The only politics that we have and the only thing people care about is what party that they're a part of. You're probably right. They probably do need to be primary. But nowadays, this whole country is not about debate. It's not about compromise. It's got to be all one way or all the other. You can't there's no middle ground anymore. Nobody's interested in the middle ground. Nobody's interested in compromise. That's one of the things why Trump is so successful in his dealings and stuff like that. It's because he's willing to go out there and make a deal with somebody. He's willing to go out there and say, hey, he's willing to go out there and compromise. He's willing to. He is willing to go out there and compromise. That's why he is successful. No, most people are not. You're right. They don't vote for the good of the people more, just for their party. Thank you, Miss Kay. Appreciate that. What? My fingers she's making all kind of noise. Mama okay? Dave?
Yeah, I just had to help her get in bed. We have a high bed. It's not easy.
Okay. Yeah, he says what we can't say. You better be careful, because if he says dim the lights, you're fixing to get a foot in your butt. That was a guy from South Africa figured that out.
No doubt. And the liberal media went nuts.
I don't care. That was one of the most amazing things ever.
Well, they did similar things to people, just in a different way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But now they're all on their high.
Oh,
they're on their high hill, looking down their nose.
And absolutely. I watched a little bit of Gutfield. My goodness, they were cracking up at that. And then they were cracking up at the reporter that was asking him about the jet. And he was like, what? We're talking about genocide up here. We're talking about mass murder. And you're going to ask me about a plane? Yes.
Thank you so much.
And these media people are so, all right, look, I'm going to go ahead and say it. They're so dumb, they can't even realize that Trump probably was sitting up there waiting on somebody to ask him about that jet. We will, Miss Jenna.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? Dave, why don't we just take these last few minutes here and let's do, like, we haven't done a prayer in a while. We need to do a prayer. We haven't done one in a while. And let's get a prayer real quick.
I wanted to catch an update on Jerry first.
Okay.
Let me see if there's any update on him. I'm trying to see if he's in the hospital. And let me look at her Facebook and see if there's any latest post.
Okay. But yeah, nobody cares about the jet anymore. Nobody cares. I mean, they gave it to us. We're going to use it. You know, okay, it's going to be Air Force One. After Trump's gone, it's going to be the next Air Force One. You know. Like,
so,
you know,
so his need is his numbers are not good. The kidney numbers are bad. He's got tremors, leg cramps, weak, no appetite. Said prayers needed. So y'all pray for him. And we'll pray for Jerry Barrett and his wife, Jean.
Yeah. All right.
Be glad to. Father, we thank you, Lord, this evening for the opportunity and honor it is to pray. We do pray for all these folks, Lord, the ones we know, the ones we don't know who are suffering tonight, whatever their affliction may be or their life circumstance. Father, we thank you, Lord, for the blessing of prayer, and we know the answer will come. So we help bear each other's burdens, lift each other up, and trust the good Lord for the answers, and we know that those answers will come in due time. Pray for thy will be done, and blessings upon all of our families, our military families as well, Lord, for those that have served, and especially those that have lost loved ones in various wars that are in service to our nation in some way. And our heart goes out to them. We pray for those families who are still missing their soldiers and know not where the remains are. We pray for them this weekend, especially. Rob?
Yeah, and dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the many blessings that you give us, and many times we don't even see them right there. But we know that you are in charge, and you are the great healer, and all these that are sick, Jen's mom, Mr. Jerry, Michael, everybody, be with them. Be with me tonight, please, because I'm still sick. And be with me while I'm going to Florida and keep me safe. If I see a shark, you know I'm going to go out there. But especially going into this weekend, dear Heavenly Father, let's remember our fallen, the ones that have gone before us. Be with their families, give them peace. This is a day of remembrance, and help us keep that in the forefront of our minds as we go throughout this weekend. And dear Heavenly Father, we want to especially pray for our country tonight. We're going through a lot of changes. We've got anti-Semitism, we've got hate flowing. Help us to do our part to help curtail that. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask you for all, and we thank you for all in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Yes. You are right. They do act like they gave it personally to Trump. But it was given to the United States. Not like he's going to take it with him when he leaves office.
Thank you, Brother James. We appreciate you, man.
We are happy to. Yes. And, you know, prayer is good for everybody, you know, and I firmly believe that. So you're not a religious man, but, you know, we're not perfect. We're human. I'm definitely not perfect. I've got my share of flaws, but, you know, talking to the Lord does a lot for people. The jet belongs to the Air Force. Yeah. Yeah. So it doesn't belong to him. He's not taking it with him when he leaves. Oh, that would be cool. If it was parked right there in the front lawn of Mar-a-Lago, that would be amazing. Oh, dude. If there was some way they could do that just as a joke when he leaves office. Somehow get that thing on the front lawn of Mar-a-Lago and let the media come in and take all kind of pictures. They would go nuts, dude. Oh my gosh. That would be amazing. Could you hear all the crying and wailing and gnashing of teeth, pulling out hair? Yeah. Ah!
I love the White House. I do, the history of it and the symbolism. But man, Mar-a-Lago is a much nicer place.
Yeah.
It's prettier, and you don't have all the stuff that's around the White House. That they don't have to worry about that down there.
That would be awesome, and it would have to be decked out in gold. I mean, come on, guys. Who couldn't get behind that? All right, all of us MAGA people need to get together. This will be the greatest joke ever. This would be the greatest joke ever. If we could somehow figure out a way to get Mr. Trump secretly to our president, our beloved Donald J. Trump, and say, Mr. Trump, this would be amazing. Can you make this happen? He's a bajillionaire. Surely he can make it happen.
What if Trump came out in like an Elvis outfit with a cape and all? That'd be cool. With a stick, walking stick, gold tipped. What a dude, man.
The congressman. He could get that one from the congressman that they took away from.
Hunka, bird of love, baby.
Me tender, love me sweet.
No, he'd have to come out singing Jailhouse Rock for all the people that's going to jail.
Oh, don't be cruel to a praise that's true.
Can you just imagine him dressed like that sitting up in the Oval Office? The media would go nuts.
I bet he already does too.
Or if he came off the plane like that, like
Trump has left the plane.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
instead of the presidential march music, they have the, I can't think of that. This no, the song that they would play at these concerts, before he would come out.
Okay.
That would be cool. That would be amazing.
We've got to make this happen. Oh, if he could get out of a garbage truck wearing that and then go board the plane with it decked out in gold and spotlights going everywhere. Yes, wearing one of the jumpsuits from Vegas. Oh, and the windows of the plane need to have those little stringy balls that hang down like curtains, or beads or something. Yeah, and have some stewardess going up there, when he goes to get on the plane and goes, "Oh, Mr. Trump, may I take your cape?"
That would be amazing. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. That's why we need capes. I'm telling you, we need capes, Dave. Be like, ugh. Hold his cape up like this here. Yes. We need capes. James, tell him we need capes. We need capes. We can get them from Amazon. We need capes. Y'all tell Dave we need capes. If we had capes, it would be perfect.
Trump has left the building.
At the White House. See, we need capes.
Well, maybe I'll put an El Camino. Maybe I'll put an El Camino on mine.
Oh my goodness. Hey, Biden need one for his house too. Ladies and gentlemen, here at the nursing home, Biden has left the house and we need to find him. Y'all start looking at the ice cream parlor and down at the beach. The rest of us will go check where his daily enema was about to be given. Yeah, I mean, well, they canceled his enema. They figured if they gave him one, he'd just disappear. Because they washed all
Big
the
old Cadillac with mag on the side of it. They already called him a dictator. He could just have
Yeah,
King Trump on the side of it, you know.
yeah. Oh, they'd go up to him and say, "What would you like to drink, Mr. President?" Lemonade. That cool refreshing drink.
I don't think that Melania is going to do the beehive hairdo, though. I think she would be out on that.
I bet she'd wear a cape. No, he's our president. And we got rid of the dictator.
He said he was our retribution.
That's right. Good. Good. You know, there needs to be a little payback for that mess. Look where they led us. Look how they did us for 4 years. You know, I would have gladly kept it going. You know, I'm just saying this has got to be fixed, and I'm glad they're working on getting it fixed, and that there's been no retribution yet. That's what's getting me. That is the only thing that annoys me. They haven't done anything to investigate. There's been no charges filed. There's been nothing. There's got to be something. There's got to be. Oh. I hope those auto pen stuff goes through, and then it comes out that those pardons weren't legal. But she already dressed in mafia wife clothes. No, she don't. I can show you mafia wife clothes. Hang on a sec.
Well, you know, Barron has the mafia look. You know, he looks like the Godfather. He's the Michael Corleone. Sure, James, they do. They already call him that.
Okay. Here is a picture of mafia. I gotta get it. Oh, come on now. The Hillary pantsuit, that is orange. That is her favorite color, too. Look at this. Oh, never mind. Here's a montage of her famous pantsuits. Oh, that's sick. I'm sorry, guys. Let's take that off here. I think I threw up a little. I went too far, Dave.
That's rough.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. Oh my gosh, everybody just left. But okay. Well, it is 10 o'clock after 10. I've got a lot to do still tonight. Get ready for tomorrow. So I can take off to get my toes warmed up in some sand somewhere. I may try to pop in at some point in time, either tomorrow night or Saturday night. I'll call you and let you know. Thank you, Miss Jennifer. I am going to do my best.
Folks, visit our Rumble Friends. Empty Pockets podcast is one of those.
Yes,
and make sure you visit these fine folks on Rumble. Yes. You've made the switch. You've got your Rumble. Now follow these folks. You won't be disappointed.
Who you talking about? Hillary? Heck no. She was probably wearing pinstripe or something, or maybe she was wearing that color because she thinks that, some stuff might come out and she might wind up and have to wear that color every day. That would be cool. But yeah, y'all follow Kim's Coffee Talk, Half Pine Porch, Empty Pockets Podcast. Yeah, give them a follow. Yeah, y'all say a prayer for me on my trip. Get down there and get back safe. And Dave, y'all keep Miss Lynn safe this weekend.
We're going to.
Well, we need to fix that.
We're going to boost that up, brother.
Yes. Y'all get over and give him a big old follower over there. All right, guys. We thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we love every one of y'all. Y'all make this all worthwhile for us, and this is awesome. So, and we greatly appreciate everything that y'all do, watching, liking, following, feedback that we get. Thank y'all so much. Give you a big old salute. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Remember what it's all about. And see you at some point in time this weekend. Y'all have a great night too. Night, guys.
Well, it's time to sit down, grab a sweet tea in your hand, on a worn out rocker with a view of this southern land. I got the crickets singing low and the fireflies in the sky. It's front porch talking time, let the world roll by. It's time to sit down with a little front porch talking with our friends Robert and David, a Southern Fried Podcast. They're gonna talk about Donald Trump, they're gonna talk MAGA, but they're keeping it real like only Southern boys can. You might agree or you might just sigh, but they're Southern fried till the day they die.